10 signs that reveal burnout you ignore. Let's get right into it. Number 1. Always tired even after sleep. You know the drill. You did everything right. You went to bed early, avoided caffeine, even splurged on those overpriced blackout curtains. And yet, you wake up feeling like you just pulled an all-nighter. This isn't about being lazy or needing a stronger coffee. It's burnout's calling card. When you're burned out, your body may be lying down, but your nervous system is still running laps. Cortisol, the stress hormone that's supposed to rise in the morning and calm at night, gets scrambled. Instead of restful sleep, your brain stays in low-level fight-or-flight mode, like a smoke alarm that won't stop beeping even though there's no fire. The result? You wake up feeling like your body never clocked out. In real life, this looks like dragging yourself out of bed, mentally bargaining with your alarm clock, or feeling bone-tired before you've even had breakfast. Sleep doesn't fix burnout fatigue because the exhaustion isn't physical, it's systemic. It's your brain and body saying, "We're overdrawn," and rest alone won't cover the debt. Number 2, can't focus on simple tasks. Imagine this. You sit down to answer one quick email. 30 minutes later, you're staring at the blinking cursor like it's mocking you. The email is still unsent. And somehow you're watching a YouTube video about how otters hold hands when they sleep. Welcome to Burnout Brain. What's happening here is neurological overload. Burnout hijacks your prefrontal cortex, the brain's CEO that manages concentration and planning. It's like your mental Wi-Fi has slowed to dial-up speed. Tasks that once took minutes now stretch endlessly because your brain can't filter distractions or maintain focus. And it's not just work tasks. You might forget why you walked into a room, reread the same paragraph 5 times, or zone out during conversations. You're not stupid or lazy, you're maxed out. Your mental RAM is full, and when the system overheats, even simple programs crash. Number 3, easily irritated by small things. So, why does your coworker's keyboard suddenly sound like a jackhammer? Or why does one unexpected email feel like a personal attack on your sanity? Burnout makes your nervous system hypersensitive. You're running on fumes, so every little inconvenience gets magnified. It's not that the world suddenly got louder or more annoying, it's that your brain has lost its buffer. The filter that normally helps you shrug off small irritations is basically fried. Imagine your stress tolerance as a cup. On a normal day, spilled coffee, slow Wi-Fi, and loud chewing might only fill the cup halfway. But when you're burned out, that cup is already overflowing before breakfast. So even the tiniest drip, like a text notification, tips everything over. You snap, not because you're mean or impatient, but because your emotional bandwidth is already maxed out. This irritability is actually your body waving a giant red flag. Hey, I'm not coping well anymore. It's your nervous system begging you to rest, recharge, and reset. Otherwise, you risk turning into the person who yells at pigeons for existing, and nobody wants that role in life. Number 4, working hard but going nowhere. Burnout has this cruel trick. It convinces you to work harder and harder while giving you less and less in return. You're stuck in what feels like an endless treadmill session, sweating, hustling, grinding, but staying in the same place. No matter how much effort you put in, progress feels non-existent. This happens because burnout hijacks your motivation and focus. Your brain, flooded with chronic stress hormones, loses its ability to prioritize effectively. You keep busy, but you're not necessarily productive. It's like spending hours cleaning your desk while the actual project deadline creeps closer and closer. You feel exhausted, yet oddly unaccomplished, like running a marathon only to realize the finish line never existed. And here's the sneaky part. The more stuck you feel, the more you double down, thinking you can push through. But that only digs the hole deeper. The treadmill keeps moving, and you just keep running in place. Recognizing this cycle is the first step to stepping off and finding real forward motion again. Number 5, nothing feels exciting anymore. Remember when Friday nights used to feel electric? When hobbies actually lit you up instead of feeling like chores? Burnout robs you of that spark. Things that once brought joy, painting, gaming, dinner with friends, now feel flat and lifeless. Even the idea of fun feels exhausting. This isn't laziness. It's a neurological shift. Burnout messes with the brain's reward system, dulling dopamine responses. It's like your brain turns the volume down on pleasure. So, instead of looking forward to something, you just feel meh. The danger here is subtle. Because when nothing excites you, you stop seeking out the very things that could help you recover: connection, play, creativity. You retreat into survival mode, doing the bare minimum just to get through the day. And slowly, life loses its color. Think of it this way. Burnout doesn't just drain your energy, it steals your joy. And joy is not optional, it's fuel. Without it, you're running an engine on empty, and eventually, that engine gives out. Number 6, sudden energy crashes during the day. One minute you're powering through your morning like a productivity guru, and the next you're slumped over your desk, wondering if you could get away with a 3 p.m. nap under the table. Burnout creates these unpredictable energy nosedives, where your body feels like it's betraying you for no clear reason. This happens because stress hormones like cortisol are supposed to follow a daily rhythm, high in the morning, lower at night. But with burnout, that rhythm gets scrambled. Instead of a smooth rise and fall, your energy graph looks like a roller coaster drawn by a toddler. You get random spikes, followed by sudden crashes, leaving you confused and frustrated. These crashes aren't about laziness or poor time management. They're your body's way of saying, I can't keep this up. It's like your internal battery refuses to charge past 30%, no matter how many cups of coffee you pour on top. Sure, caffeine gives you a temporary jolt, but eventually, you end up borrowing energy you don't actually have. And the debt always comes due, with interest. Number 7, escaping into endless scrolling. You tell yourself, just 5 minutes on TikTok, and suddenly it's 2 hours later, and you've somehow watched 17 cake decorating videos, 3 conspiracy theories, and a man teaching raccoons how to eat spaghetti. This isn't just poor self-control, it's a coping mechanism. When you're burned out, your brain craves easy dopamine. Real life feels heavy, exhausting, and unrewarding, so your nervous system latches onto quick hits of pleasure that require zero effort. That's why endless scrolling, binge-watching, or even compulsive snacking feels so seductive. Your brain is basically hacking its own reward system to survive. The problem is, these escapes rarely recharge you. Instead, they leave you feeling more drained, guilty, and detached. It's like eating fast food when you're starving. It fills you up, but it doesn't nourish you. What you really need is rest, connection, and meaningful recovery. But in the fog of burnout, the path of least resistance, thumb, screen, repeat, wins almost every time. Number 8, strange body symptoms. Here's the part burnout doesn't get enough credit for. It doesn't just live in your mind, it hijacks your body. Headaches, muscle tension, stomach issues, random heart palpitations, insomnia. These are all physical echoes of psychological overload. Think of stress as a fire alarm that never turns off. Your nervous system keeps sounding the alarm, even when there's no actual fire. Over time, that constant fight or flight mode fries the circuits, and your body starts misfiring. A stiff neck isn't just bad posture, it's your body holding on to stress like it's storing it for winter. An upset stomach isn't always bad food. It can be stress hormones wreaking havoc on your gut. The worst part? You might go from doctor to doctor, running tests, only to hear, everything looks normal, but you know it doesn't feel normal. That's burnout's cruel magic trick, making your body carry the weight of a mind that's been running too hot for too long. Number 9, losing interest in people and work. Remember when hanging out with friends used to be fun? Or when work, even on tough days, gave you a small sense of pride? Burnout quietly steals that spark. Suddenly, people feel exhausting instead of energizing, and work feels pointless instead of purposeful. It's not that you've stopped caring, it's that you don't have the fuel left to care. This kind of detachment is your brain's survival strategy. When your system is overloaded, it starts shutting down non-essential functions, like enthusiasm, curiosity, or social engagement, so it can conserve what little energy remains. That's why conversations feel like chores, and even hobbies that once thrilled you now feel strangely hollow. It's easy to mistake this for laziness or antisocial behavior, but it's neither. It's your mind waving a white flag. The same part of you that used to love people and passion is still there. It's just buried under the weight of exhaustion. Left unchecked, though, this detachment can harden into apathy, making it feel like you're living in grayscale while the rest of the world is in full color. Number 10, weekend equals total shutdown. You've made it through the week by sheer willpower, and now it's Saturday morning. Instead of feeling free, you collapse. No errands, no outings, no fun plans, just lying in bed or zoning out, trying to recover enough to do it all over again on Monday. This is the paradox of burnout. The time that's supposed to refresh you becomes a desperate crash landing. Your weekends turn into survival mode instead of rest mode. You're not recharging, you're rebooting after a system failure. And unlike your laptop, you can't just hit update and expect everything to run smoothly again. This pattern is a flashing red warning light. If you only feel like yourself when you're completely disconnected from the world, it means your daily life is draining more than it's giving. True recovery isn't hiding from life. It's rebuilding the energy to re-engage with it. When your weekends start feeling like escape hatches, that's when you know burnout isn't just knocking, it's already inside the house. That's all for today. I'll be making similar videos in the future. Subscribe to see them.